Once, there was a man named Harland Sanders. Most people know him today as the smiling face on a bucket of fried chicken. But few know the struggle, the heartbreak, and the persistence that brought him there. Harland wasn't born into wealth. He grew up poor in Indiana. His father died when he was just 6 years old, and his mother had to leave him and his siblings alone at home while she worked. Little Harland became responsible for cooking meals for the family. That's where he first learned his way around a kitchen. But life didn't go easy on him. He dropped out of school in the 7th grade. He worked dozens of odd jobs: farmhand, streetcar conductor, soldier, railroad worker, insurance salesman. At every turn, something seemed to go wrong. Most people would have accepted defeat, but Harland Sanders kept moving forward. When he was in his 40s, he finally found a bit of stability. He opened a service station in Kentucky and, on the side, started cooking fried chicken for travelers who stopped by. People loved it. The little kitchen became popular, and Sanders began to dream big. For the first time in his life, it looked like things were working out. But then, tragedy struck again. A new highway was built, rerouting traffic away from his restaurant. His business collapsed. At 65 years old, an age when most people retire, Sanders was broke, nearly homeless, and living on a monthly Social Security check of just $105. Most men his age would have given up. Sanders didn't. Instead, he had an idea, a recipe, a special blend of 11 herbs and spices that he believed was unlike anything else in the world. He packed up his car, and with only his determination and a few ingredients, he started traveling across the country. But here's the part most people never hear. He was rejected again and again. Not 10 times, not 100 times. Colonel Sanders pitched his recipe to more than 1,000 restaurant owners, and almost every single one of them said no. Can you imagine? Sleeping in your car, carrying nothing but your dream, and hearing no over 1,000 times. But Sanders had something stronger than rejection. He had persistence. He believed in his recipe, and he refused to quit. Finally, one restaurant owner said yes, then another. Slowly, his fried chicken recipe spread. Word of mouth grew, demand increased, and by the time he was in his 70s, Kentucky Fried Chicken had become a household name. From sleeping in his car at 65 to building one of the largest fast food empires in the world. Here's the lesson. It's never too late. Never too late to start. Never too late to dream. Never too late to rise again. Colonel Sanders wasn't a young prodigy. He wasn't born rich or handed opportunities. He failed more times than most of us could imagine. But his story proves something powerful. Failure is not the end. It's only feedback. Persistence, resilience, and belief can turn the most hopeless situations into triumph. So the next time you feel too old, too tired, or too defeated to try again, remember Colonel Sanders. Remember the man who turned rejection into a billion-dollar legacy. And remind yourself, it's never too late to begin.